Hello, wrestling fans. Quick Charisma. Hey, that's me. And today I'm with Jeremiah Plunkett.
Yo again, everybody. Jeremiah Plunkett and Quentin Charisma. Once again, we are smack dab along ringside and ready to go with another big week of the Territorial Rasslin Review podcast. Quentin, how are you doing this week, my friend?
I'm doing all right, I guess. Hating people is normal.
You're so negative at the beginning of all of these.
Yeah, well, that's what life does to you, kid.
You're just a grumpy old man yelling at the clouds.
Do what?
You're just a grumpy old man yelling at the clouds.
There you go. Get out of my yard. I do watch people look, make sure they pick their dog's poop out of my yard, actually. I guess I am. I am old, ain't I?
You're Gran Torino without the racism.
Yeah. But I ain't got a sweet car like that, though. My 2001 Mitsubishi Mirage. Betsy, she don't look as good as that Torino did. Oh, I know I was going to tell you a minute ago. 2 nights in a row, Tyrus has wore NWA shirts. First night he wore NWA Power. Then last night he had just a regular NWA shirt on. It's like, man, he's representing.
I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. That's where he's currently working.
Yeah, but still, like I said before, Hogan, he'd been on all kinds of stuff and never mentioned Impact. But they're saying,
Not everybody's Hulk Hogan doesn't care about the product that they're currently working on.
But you know what I'm saying? No, but seriously though, his schedule, he's, Tyrus got a lot of stuff going on. To actually make sure he's wearing a shirt going Gutfeld, which is, the number one late night TV show. You know what I'm saying? He can just be like, I'll just wear whatever, whatever I got on. So,
I get what you're saying. I just don't understand the surprise of somebody repping their brand.
Because I've seen a lot of people don't do it.
Well, they should promote their brand.
Do what?
They should promote their brand.
Oh, I do too. I've always said that. That I do. I don't agree with people telling you, "Oh, I booked you, but you're going to help me promote." No, you're the promoter. I'm the wrestler. I wrestle. I don't promote. You want me to promote? You give me a percentage of the gate. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, everybody thinks, "I'll book you. So you got to help me promote." Nowadays, no. I ain't helping you promote. I'll help you promote, but you're going to give me a percentage of the gate. That's the thing. Everybody thinks you're
yelling
supposed
at the clouds.
Well, I'm just saying, that y'all new school kids, y'all don't realize you're hurting yourself by doing that,
We're hurting ourselves. No, this is a good conversation. We're hurting ourselves by sharing a flyer on Facebook.
Well, are you getting paid any extra?
Why would you for sharing a flyer? Would you not? Does a band not promote where they're booked at, whatever bar or whatever venue? Really?
No.
There's no promotion of that. You can't go to their website. Hold on. You can't go to their website and see a lineup of dates with links listed to the ticket outlets and how to get there and when they're going to be.
Who runs the website?
The band. It's listed on the band's website.
I'm sure Gene Simmons is running the website of Kiss last tour this year.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to the very top. I'm sure John Cena ran his own stuff too. Hey, John Cena still retweets WWE events. There's nothing with sharing a flyer or retweeting. It's not like he's asking you to go out and hang up flyers.
But how many times do you have to? I say, post it one time. But if you're just constantly posting and all that stuff, you're taking time out of your time to do that. I say give you one. You get one post, and after that, charging you.
I agree to disagree.
Because that's why y'all draw 30 freaking people nowadays and wonder why nobody comes to shows.
Really?
Yes.
We need to talk about 2005 when you old guys would jerk off and bust a nut over 100 people in the crowd.
100 people? Yeah, because you know why? Because too many people got in the business that didn't know how to promote. That's why we drew 30 people then. Because people got in the business.
Hold on, no. I worked those shows under some of these supposed wrestling vets who'd been around for years.
And like, hey, it goes back to not everybody is a wrestler, can be a booker or be a promoter.
And I agree.
Some of your best wrestlers are your worst bookers.
Okay, fair enough. That doesn't matter. I didn't start getting on shows with 300 plus people until, I don't know, the past 10 years.
But is it a weekly or is it a weekly show? I'm talking about weekly shows.
Well, see, now you just keep narrowing it down to fit your narrative. No, that's exactly what it is. And no,
because
the weekly market is dead.
Like that.
The weekly market is dead. You can't run a weekly show and draw.
Oh, I know that, but why did it get dead?
Because there's so many more options for entertainment out there.
Depends on where you're at.
No, it doesn't. Places, if you have internet connection, there's so many more markets for entertainment.
Okay, so you live in Shelbyville, Tennessee. They ran weekly forever.
Okay.
So what is there now that wasn't there in, say, 94? An Applebee's?
Yeah.
For entertainment.
Again, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have internet connection.
Okay, so what are you going to watch on the internet besides going to a wrestling show?
You can watch independent wrestling on the internet. You can watch Impact. You can watch WWE. You can watch New Japan. You can watch any wrestling you want from the comfort of your house.
But if it's like WWE, if you're watching Raw, but that's what I'm saying. If you're a fan of indie wrestling of that group that's in your town, you're going to go to that because you can watch. If it's on the internet, you can watch it anytime you want.
Sure, you can. What's to make you shell out that $10 for a ticket and leave your house? It better be really good.
That's what I'm saying. $10 is too high. I think that's too high.
You're stuck in 1992.
In 92, we drew. You know why? Because we made it affordable. You always make it less than going to the movies.
$10 a person is less than going at the movies.
Now, if you include the food and stuff.
At a wrestling show, it's cheaper than movie food.
But still, though, it's...
See, every time I refute something, you say, but still, but this.
Well, to an extent, but if you're still going to go... Well, most places, the concession food is high. I mean...
When's the last time you've been to an independent wrestling show? As a ticket buying fan or sitting in the crowd?
Oh, gosh. Independent show? 91?
Then do you really have the knowledge to speak on what the prices are?
Are they selling hot dogs for 50 cents?
No, because it's not 1991.
I'm just saying, how much
you have to make a profit. People are actually trying to be businessmen now instead of marks.
How much is a hot dog? How much do they sell for hot dogs at an indie show?
I don't know, Quentin. I don't eat hot dogs anymore.
Well, you sit there saying you know what they charge now. So
a couple bucks. It's not 50 cents because, hey, guess what? Inflation is a thing.
Inflation? I don't know what that is. I worked for the state of Tennessee. I was a state employee. We didn't get inflation. Okay, but the price of a movie ticket and the price of a wrestling ticket are the same now.
No. Movie tickets are still more expensive.
They're more than $10?
Yeah, $10 might get you a matinee.
No way.
Yeah.
What? There's no way.
You're obviously way out of the times on that.
You should tell me that just a movie ticket to a regular movie is more than $10 nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding me.
No.
How much are they?
When's the last time you were out of the house?
Today?
Did you get a movie?
They ain't even open.
Yeah, they are.
Not the time I was out today, this morning. So I take the car to get work done.
There we go again.
What? How much are they? Seriously,
I said movie. Oh, hold on, I've got two fine tickets here.
I just can't believe that. That's blowing my mind.
I don't know why your mind's so blown, but
because last time I went to the movies, I think I paid like $8, $9.
They are $12.
Holy smokes! Where's that at?
Why do you need like so many qualifiers? It's at AMC Theaters in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Gosh, that's high. That's for just a regular. That's for a matinee.
No, that's
so. What's a night ticket?
That is a night ticket. Matinee's $10.
Holy, that's crazy. You think about okay. So you're still $2 less. But if you're in little small towns, that's still you gotta. I mean, you still gotta have to keep it. I think $10 in a small town is a lot for a ticket. I just do.
Okay, and that would have worked in '95 maybe.
Well, okay, do the inflation. What was a $5 ticket in '95 to today's thing?
Now this is going to be a long one.
Why is it going to be a long? I'm learning something new because obviously I'm more out of touch with the prices of things than I thought I was.
Okay, so when are we going from? Like what year to today's year?
1994.
Okay.
$5 ticket. Most of shows are $5-6.
$5 ticket. Calculating. Item would cost $9.08.
Wow. That is crazy. Wow. I guess I need to do more calculations, read stuff into stuff more then. Dang, I'm way off, ain't I?
And if we are going from when you first started, $5 from 92 to today would be $9.59.
I know it's like $10 didn't become a thing until what 2010ish, around that time, in the tens.
In this area, probably, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, in the north where they actually attempted to pay the wrestlers, it was a bit more.
Oh no, I'm just about around here.
But in the south, they would nickel and dime pay you, and pay you chump change as long as humanly possible.
Oh, I know that. I just can't believe that's wow.
You realize a $10 ticket is like low level independent, right?
Really?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Somebody's so. I'm blown away how. I guess I guess I've been out of business so long I didn't realize. Wow. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now though, you said it's low level. There's no way I'd pay $10 to see some of these low level ones. Our product was a lot better for $5 in '94. And I'm standing behind that. Okay, you can't change them off any numbers, facts, stats, or anything on that one.
I mean, hey man,
So
if you have to feel like you're right, you can feel like you're right.
Oh, on that part, and the talent was a lot better back then.
Okay.
Because but it's like, but talent. I'm talking about low level. You have a lot of low levels back then. Because that was before the phase of letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry in.
So you're saying where you first broke in Hartsville, Tennessee, you're saying that was better than the show today?
Depends on what level you're talking about. It's that was low level then. That was what low level was then, and there wasn't many of those. That's what I'm trying to say. There was less low level then than there is nowadays. You got to admit that.
I mean, yes and no.
Oh, come on.
I wrestled in some of the most dumps when we first started. And I wrestle in some of those same dumps now. So, I mean.
Well, dumps. Your buildings ain't got nothing to do with it.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
You can have good cards and be in a dump building.
Yeah, you can also be in the dump building and have whatever card you want. People don't want to go to that dump building. I show you Petersburg, Tennessee, where the bathroom was constantly clogged up. It was disgusting. And we never drew more, at least in my run with you, than 12 people.
That building used to draw. That's what's crazy. But the bathrooms weren't like that. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. Everything's different. But there was low level back then. But I'm just saying, low level back then was not as rampant as it is now. See what I'm saying?
I mean, I was 8 in 1994, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're so. Oh my gosh, you're so young.
I just compared it from what I saw in 2005 to what I see now.
Oh, 2005. I mean, gosh, I mean that's the heyday of anybody can run, I mean, come on. Bill Shields was running.
Okay.
If Bill Shields, I mean, anybody, that's what shows you anybody can run. If you the Greens ran, still running whenever they can. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you only had a few of those people here and there. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't understand. You see what I'm trying to say about that part? You're right about the $10. Also, I was wrong because I did not realize inflation got that high. Because I'm out of touch with reality on that stuff. But as far as I'll admit I'm wrong on that because I'm still shocked how bad off I was. But the amount of people that should have been running shows in '94 to the amount in the last 10 to 15 years, from '95 up compared to '94, you can't tell me there's not a drastic amount of more nowadays than was back then.
I can only speak for the area I know. I know there's less shows in this area now.
Oh yeah, because somebody's killed everything. Somebody's killed everything and burnt every building out. If the building ain't burnt out, the town ain't burnt out, they burnt their bridge to get in the building. So you know what I'm saying. But the weekly town is dead.
And I'm just saying my generation didn't burn them out.
No, I didn't say y'all did.
Think about the promoters who were running.
Yeah, that's the problem. People that got in.
But those promoters, no. A lot of those promoters who were running them, were they not old school guys?
Not all the time.
I'm talking specifically our area.
Some of them, yeah. Oh yeah.
All three of the Nashville guys worked territories.
Yeah, sure did. And like I said, that don't mean they were good promoters. Does that mean they should have been promoting? Not really. So, but the thing is though that there's been more. But even back then, those guys couldn't have ran back then. One couldn't because he was in jail. Another one was hiding and running from the law. That was funny. Come on, laugh.
I don't know any stories about any of them being locked up or running from the law. So
okay, one was in prison and one had to leave a certain state and go to another state to run because he left too many owing bills in one state. He had to go to another state to start running. And you said 3 people, so do the math.
Oh, I can guess who's who.
Okay, there you go.
I just never have heard the stories. So
what? Where have you been?
I keep my nose out of those BS.
When you first broke in, you wouldn't hear what people were saying.
No, not as
especially at that time. Especially at that time, all 3 of them hated each other, and you couldn't work for one if you worked for the other.
I mean, I know the other. I know all that stuff, but as far as rumor and stuff like that, I never got into that.
You hear things, kid.
Yeah, you know what? I heard some things, but never that stuff.
You wasn't doing what you're supposed to. Keep your mouth shut and your ears open, because you would have heard it then. You had your ears open. I'm busting your balls, man.
I know you are.
Yeah, but no, seriously, I cannot believe the $5 is $10 now. That's just blowed my mind. Well, good gosh, the payoffs didn't go up, did they?
Yeah, I'll say there's more promoters now that attempt to take better care of their guys for the most part. There's still some free and $5 only places out there, but some promoters actually attempt to take better care of their guys.
Really?
Some, not all.
Really? Wow.
So trust me, not all.
And those are the ones that don't promote and don't draw.
Yeah, or it's the ones who will only hit you up if they're running some kind of benefit show, brother.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's hurt. All these benefit shows and fundraisers, that's hurt a lot. Because you know what the territories, spot shows for territories were?
Yeah, they're bot shows, which is what a fundraiser is.
Yeah, and that was your 2 or 3 shows a week on your booking sheet you worked, and you got a payoff. Now it's, hey, I'm doing a fundraiser. No, everything's a benefit. It ain't a fundraiser. I'm doing a benefit for my kids' butt picking team. You come work a show for me for free. So that's been going on for about 20 years now. So, and that goes back to people getting in the business running promotions shouldn't be. Now doing it for one of the boys, yeah, I can see that. If you know them and worked with them, you know what I'm saying? If they wasn't a goof, you know what I'm saying? I can see, yeah. That's why I didn't hardly ever do benefit shows, because I want to do a benefit show for Jack Dick McGillicuddy because he got his electric cut off. We're gonna get his electric cut back, and we're gonna have a benefit show for him.
I mean, I get it. Benefit shows have helped some people too.
What's that?
I said I get it. Benefit shows have helped some people too.
Yeah, but here's my thing though. Well, they're part of the business.
Oh, I agree. I don't work benefits for guys who are part of the business.
That's what I'm saying. No, I ain't talking about. That's what I'm saying. There's like people. Oh, my cousin's brother's nephew. We'll have a freaking yard sale or a bake sale. Do a stop sign roadblock gimmick with buckets. So that's my whole thing. It goes back. I ain't trying to say everything was all hunky dory back when I broke in either. There were still some people shouldn't have been in, but I think it's just in the last 20 years, it's just really gotten out of hand. I still can't believe I'm shocked over that $5 to $10 thing. Good gosh, that's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is not December 23rd, but you have heard Quentin Charisma's airing of the grievances for Festivus this year. I expect to see the Festivus poll out next episode. I don't know. Very fired up and angry, Quentin Charisma this week.
I'm always angry. I got to be something. Can't be happy. Why not be angry?
That's depressing.
Well, everybody's always saying, you're old timers. That's y'all didn't do this. Y'all didn't do that to us. Whatever.
Who's saying didn't do that to us?
I see stuff all the time people put on the internet.
So you're letting people you don't know on the internet affect your daily life.
Oh no, I'm just saying. My day was already ruined before I read that stuff. So might as well just add on. No, just I don't know. How did we get here?
You blew up about $10 tickets, and somehow we ended up here.
How did we get to the $10 tickets?
No idea.
You probably just edged all this out. He played all this out. I don't. Oh, the Tyrus wearing the shirts. Then we got on to about people saying you got to help me promote, and then all went downhill from there. Hey, still believe in you get one thing on the internet, and that's it. After that, I get a percentage. That's where you got to do it. Because I tell you right now, that person, the promoter's probably going to post it once anyway. That's all he's doing. Some of them.
You might be right. I have no way of knowing.
You don't keep up with the wrestling nowadays.
Well,
How you gonna get booked, kid? You gotta be out, get it out there, kid. You gotta learn. Get your name out there, man. Hustle.
You say that like that's not the attack a lot of us do for years.
I'm ribbing you, man. I forget. I said, never mind. Everybody's so serious.
I'm not. We got into a legitimate philosophical discussion about it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we're actually in the joking part of this, or when you're being.
Oh, when you hear me hear me call you a kid, you know I'm ribbing you.
I don't know. Old Quentin comes out sometimes.
Well, no, because you think how long you been working?
This month will be my 16th year.
How can I call you a kid? You got 16 years in. I only had 2 more than you.
Well, because you're like 73 years old, so of course you can call me kid.
Okay, there's those jokes. Anyway, but I admit this. There was people that shouldn't have been promoting back then. There's people that should be promoting now. I think, you can post it one time on your thing, and then I think that's enough. And if a promoter you need to be posting more than once, they need to give you a percentage. Because if you post it one time, that should be good enough.
That's fair.
No, that's what I think.
I mean,
you don't pay me, I'll post. You pay me a percentage, I'm gonna post it on every single page known to mankind. I can get it on there.
Here's the question on that theory, and this is probably bringing it a little too minute, but you're kind of doing it to me earlier. How do they know legitimately? How do they know what business came from your post? I say that because I have worked when I worked in Rhode Island for old Bob Evans. He had a thing to where here's your guarantee, and here's a promo code. When you share this and you put that promo code, and we link the person who buys tickets to said promo code, that's extra money in your envelope. You have to have a way to track.
Okay, that's different. That goes back to the days of selling. You'd sell advance tickets, and you'd get so much for each advance ticket you'd sell. It'd be more than just a percentage. If you did it like that, you get more. You would get paid more money for a ticket if then you just say if you went out hanging up flyers. So for it ain't how many tickets you sold, but you did the advertising. Now, if you did the advertising and you sold advance, you got so much for each advance you sold, and it'd be more than just a percentage of helping promote. See what I'm saying?
No, I get that, but here's where you're missing the point. Is that you're saying it's a percentage? If you, I very much feel this. If you don't have a guarantee, you work off percentage. If you have a guarantee, you forfeit your work off percentage. Not saying that said promoter can't bonus you because he thinks you did a good job, but if you work a guarantee, you should get that guarantee no matter what. Okay,
but then should you be allocated to go help him promote?
See, you keep saying go help him promote. No, I'm not thinking I should go to the town that's a couple 100 miles away and help hang up flyers.
Or get on the internet and spend your time, and that's why it goes back to just sharing it once. We get on your time and actually just get on there and promote it, all over. You know what I'm saying? Sharing it on everything. That's time. You know what I'm saying?
I could share a flyer across 3 platforms in less than a minute.
Okay, when you say 3 platforms, what's a platform?
Actually 4. Personal Facebook, professional Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Okay, that's your stuff. I ain't talking about your own page. I'm talking about going to different sites and stuff.
I've never seen a promoter ask somebody to go to a different site and promote their stuff.
Okay, so that's what I thought all this was about. When somebody says help promote,
you share the flyer.
That's what.
Share the flyer.
It's on your own thing.
Do a promo if you want to.
No, that I don't agree with. That's extra money. I believe that should be some money right there because you're taking your time. And actually, some of these. Well, here's the thing too. Some of these promos I see are going to hurt your business more than help. Unless you're Cactus Jack or Terry Funk, don't give a freaking 3 or 4 minute interview promo about the show coming up next week Nobody wants to hear you ramble for 3 or 4 minutes because you do not have the skills. You hurt more than you help. Never should be over a minute unless you're really good. And there ain't too many people on the indie scene who can, you might disagree, but for what I've seen out there, I've seen some doozies, boy. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you ate tonight, whether it was like some dill or some cumin, maybe some Brussels sprouts, maybe some kale. I don't know, but something's making you bitter.
I want it to be 1994 again, man. Come on, help me out.
I mean, I miss your mullet too, but
I didn't have a mullet in 1994. I cut my mullet off in 1989. Thank you very much. I still was in the mullet era and I cut it off. So I did not have a mullet in 1994. Yep. You got to edit all this out, right?
You had a sweet mustache at one point. No, I don't think I am. This is going to be, and we'll title this The Great Debate.
Hey, you had the sweet mustache because nobody had mustaches then. So it made you look odd. And it wasn't a thick one because I couldn't grow a thick one then. I really can't grow a thick one now, but it was really thin. So it was heat getter, man.
Did you look like overweight John Waters?
Who's John Waters?
Oh, man.
We just lost our 10 viewers. I know we have.
The guy who directed Hairspray?
I remember the movie Hairspray had Fat Ricky Lake in it. Of course, lost our weight. Did it have John Travolta in it? He was the mom?
That was the remake.
Oh.
But yes, John Travolta did play the mom in the remake and was quite good.
Yeah, I remember they said he did a really good job. So the first one was Ricky Lake, Tracy Lords, and Johnny Depp, right?
Oh, was Johnny Depp in that?
Or was he in the remake?
He was not in the remake, so.
I bet he was in the first one. Wasn't Tracy Lords in it?
Gosh, now you got me looking this. So this is a wrestling podcast. Let's look up the
any way you can put this at the end? Can you splice this, put it at the end, or does it have to go in the front?
Oh, no, this is going in the front.
Let's see. You're really going to get nobody listening. Time we did the match, nobody's going to be listening.
Sonny Bono was in it.
Okay.
Divine was in it. Ricky Lake was in it. Let's see.
Johnny Depp was in it, wasn't he?
I'm not seeing Johnny Depp.
Huh, I thought I might be thinking somebody different then. Was Tracy Lords in it? Or am I thinking about a totally different movie?
I think you're thinking about a way different movie.
His hair is spray, but his hair is something in your hair, but it ain't spray. It's Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords is not in it.
What am I thinking about?
Johnny Depp is not in it.
What am I thinking of? She did, when she quit porn, she tried to be a regular actress there for a while. For some reason, I thought she was in it. Was she in the remake? I don't know. Never mind.
Are you thinking Crybaby?
Yeah, that's it. Crybaby. I knew I was mixing two of them up.
Yeah,
was Ricky Lake in Crybaby?
Was what?
Was Ricky Lake in Crybaby?
Oh God, I don't know.
We lost everybody. It's listen. That was the 10 people that we still had listening. They are officially done with us.
Yeah, we just went into Crybaby and Hairspray.
Well, you're the one that got us here talking about Hairspray and my pimped out mustache from '94.
Johnny Depp was in Crybaby. He played Crybaby.
Okay,
who else were you asking about? Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake and Tracy Lords.
Yeah, Tracy Lords is in it. Ricky Lake was in it.
Okay, so I had the wrong movie.
Iggy Pop was in it. Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, now all the rest of these people I don't really. Oh, Willem Dafoe was in it apparently.
Wow.
But yeah, there we are.
So you learned something new today too. I learned that $5 goes is a lot more. It's $10 now, and people was in Crybaby. Anyway, how did we get to the John Hughes? Is he the guy that did all the 16 Candles and
we didn't go to John Hughes. I went to John Waters.
Oh, never mind then. Totally different person. Don't even go to John Hughes. Don't even start that. John Hughes is the one that did 16 Candles and
Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink.
All those. Yeah, Pretty in Pink. Ducky. Yeah, and all those good automobile. Sorry. A line from 16 Candles. Married. Yes, married to Ali Bonk. I'm sorry. I'm just off my rocker today.
All right. So
can we please start this?
Yeah, let's get to some wrestling. This has gotten weird, guys. We're going to try to get it back on track. The match for this week is Harley Race versus Andre the Giant from Houston, January 7th, 1979. The uploader on YouTube is Rob D, our old friend who uploads all this great quality Houston wrestling. I've got my video out to 000.
I wonder what they charge for these tickets. Rip, I'm just all right. Yeah, go to 000. if there's anybody listening, which I doubt it.
All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready, and we will hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
NWA On Demand. This was what's his face stuff, right?
Yeah, Bruce Tharpe.
Yeah. Man, Andre in the ring. Somebody. Oh, a little graphic here. Houston, Texas. Oh, they're at the Summit.
Ooh.
Huh. I don't know much about the Summit. Do you?
Mm-mm.
Because that was what Sam used to call Sim. Well, it's a 70s graphic, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. You can tell those other graphics were definitely put in post. Yeah. Like post, I mean like 2010.
Yeah. Okay. We got a ref and we got 2 cornermen?
Looks like it.
Or they just, I don't know.
Well, that
Rocco Lubich is your referee.
That guy didn't take Harley's robe, so he ain't doing much.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So this is when Andre started putting on his weight.
Yeah, it's right pre-broken ankle / Killer Khan angle. But he can still move it because, but yeah, this 78, 79, 80 was he started putting on. When he started really putting on some weight. Well, he's always was big, but he can tell by his belly. Because he never had a really big belly until this time. Oh my gosh. Harley just took a backdrop. Holy smokes.
That was awesome.
Wow. Harley's like, I should have thought about that. He's selling it too. Like he just got backdropped by a giant. Already in the match, he's already on the floor selling his back like crazy. Does this ring look different? Or is it just the angle of the camera?
No, it looks smaller.
That's what I thought.
But maybe that's just because Andre's in there.
Good point. Yeah, might be. Well, it might be the same ring because remember, Houston's ropes were loose. Remember?
They had those giant aprons.
Yeah, so it's the same. I think it's just Andre being in there, and I think it's a different camera angle. Maybe, I don't know. Get the big bear hug. Somebody's got a better throw than Harley. Well, not better, but bigger. You gonna headbutt him? Oh, you got the big punch. Harley begging off. I said, get out of my throw. Yes, Andre, he was tall, but he was wide, He was just so much oh. I thought he was going for a Cobra Clutch at first.
Yeah, got him in a Japanese strangle.
Yeah. Is that like somebody called I've heard a straight jacket. Is that what that okay.
That'd be a straight jacket choke. You can also do a straight jacket across the body.
Okay.
And suplex somebody that way.
He's putting his head into his back. I like that. Are they gonna go down? They might be going down the mat.
Back when Andre had more than one pair of tights too.
Thought he was gonna put his knee in his back, and then I think he decided not to.
Yeah, I think balance became an issue.
Yeah, I think he was going to then.
I don't know why Harley's going toward the ropes. Bronco Lubich ain't gonna do anything about it.
No. Well, he actually touched the ropes, but I guess it wasn't enough.
I've noticed in a lot of these old ones, like when the heel touches the rope, the ref will just kick the hand off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought that was a break. Were rope breaks not a thing back then?
I don't know. I have to look up the old rule book. You see it floating around every now and then, the NWA.
I have a copy of it.
You look it up for next week and let us know. Because a lot of these in the 70s, it seems like it. Yeah?
I think it was just the referees, because always the heels they'd screw with.
Referee's discretion. Oh, Harley's got him in the corner. So you get a clean break.
I actually had this on my phone.
Oh, look at Harley get big old. Look, he's selling. Oh, nice headbutt by Harley.
As of 1974, it is legal to continue wrestling your opponent until he is clearly entangled in the ropes and referee calls for a break. Wrestlers are cautioned to protect themselves on the break.
Oh, a big suplex. Oh, Harley tried to suplex Andre. Andre Bloody gave him one. So you got to be into him, just not just touching him then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way that reads to me.
Okay, that's what it is. Nowadays, you just touch them and it's a rope break. You got to be all up in them, entangled, it's said. So Andre sold that suplex more than Harley did. There goes the headbutt. It should hurt both. Yeah, I was like, Andre's head was a headbutt. Yeah, look at Harley selling it. We don't want no replay. Get that replay out of here. Yeah, Harley headbutt Andre. He just fell back. It was awesome when he sold it. Whoo, big old chop. Look at Harley. That's why if you know how to sell, you can just take one thing and sell it. Which we got watch all these old matches. They take one thing and sell, Oh, what's he gonna do?
I got a double chicken wing.
Nice. Is he Harley gonna try to spin him around and go for a backslide?
Yep.
Did you get an ad?
Yep.
Son of
and skip.
Mine ain't skipping.
All right. Let me know.
Did you have a planner peanut?
Yep.
Joe, that's what I had. It says play after ad. Now it's back. Sorry, folks. I think you could do ads if it was copyrighted.
I don't know.
Well, I bet it's not because what's his name? Oh crap! Guy, the dirty blondes guy. He's got all that Florida stuff on his stuff, and it has all kinds of ads. Looks like Hardy's going to back him into the ropes.
I think it may be if it's copyrighted, you can't get money from it.
Then why show ads?
YouTube can still get money from it.
But why? Are they going to put ads in the middle of your stuff?
I don't know. I don't know the actual business plan. I was just guessing.
Okay. He's got his hands locked. Just notice it now. Oh, you're going to make it the head. Let's see if he'll try that knee now. He was going to do it earlier, but he thought he loses his balance. He's just working on Harley's back. Back him in the corner. Just give him a clean break. Oh, he grabbed the arm bar. Rub his elbow into the arm there. Oh, no, he broke it. I guess because he took it out of the corner and he was supposed to be a clean break out of the corner, I guess. Lock back up. Nope. Hey, he went to the arm bar now. Well, no, he's rubbing. He got the elbow on his shoulder. That's pretty neat.
I still don't know how Bronco was the head referee.
I think he's been there for 50 years at this time. Okay, they need to zoom out. Yeah, here we go. He's putting pressure on the wrist there. I was like, what is he doing? Because is he just working? Like you say, I've been wrestling. He's been working body parts. Oh, it goes down. See what it does to him now.
Fujiwara armbar looks like.
He's thinking about it, I think. He's just stretching over his shoulder now. And so this looks. Is he gonna drop a knee on it? Oh, I've never seen that. Have you?
Uh-uh.
Wow, that was creative. I guess I ain't dropping no knee on it. This is 79, Andre, not 78. But it's just effective when you're that big. You know, the shoulder coming down, it's going to be good, just as good. He's just like landing and turning. He really got nothing on him, does he?
Not really. He could put his head down and walk around, and
Yeah.
he'd have a crazy good looking hold. I don't know how effective it'd really be, but
he's just holding him down, basically. But this is 79. It looks like he's doing damage. So
yeah, there's no such thing as UFC, so nobody knows what.
Yeah, nobody knew nothing.
Nobody knew if something was applying pressure or not. Yeah, now it does.
Yeah, he's got a hammerlock on him now. There we go.
Harley was probably like, "You don't have me in anything. you're just kind of hugging my arm."
But the people don't, like you said, the people don't know, you know. And it's a giant doing it too, so it don't matter what it is. It's the thing they're thinking his shoulders are down, Bronco. Bronco's counts were slow in 79. Jeez. Oh, he reffed that other match we watched with the Funks, and it was slow then too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was what, 74, 75?
Yeah.
So yeah, jeez.
Okay, that's a break.
Yeah. There's more just touching him. He actually had his foot all up on it. So just touching it, you got to be all up on the rope. Harley's powdering out. Where's he going? Is he going to the back? Oh.
I'll take a count out
for the first ball. Bucket. That's what I'm thinking. He's selling that shoulder. Sure ain't going to be no count out. Look at everybody all dressed up. All of them suit and tie guys. Harley begging off. You didn't see Harley beg off hardly ever. Yeah?
Not early in the match, anyway.
No. There goes that arm again. I mean, Andre ain't doing nothing spectacular, but he ain't doing his just normal headbutt slam. You know what I'm saying? He's actually wrestling. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's nice.
Little double wrist lock action.
Yeah. That's nice. Wasn't expecting that. I like to hear what the crowd sounds like. Are they up for it, or are they just kind of watching, you know? Oh, I thought he's going to slam him there from. Well, yeah, there he goes. Oh, there he goes.
I think we're about to get an ad.
Oh, you're kidding. Again?
Let me know when you're ready to skip.
Mine don't say anything.
You don't have an ad or anything, or?
No.
All right. Well, that was
good for
one? You. I did.
I didn't get an ad.
What time are you at?
I'm at 13:05.
All right. I'll get caught back up with you.
This got all jacked up. Why did you get an ad and I didn't?
I don't know.
You think because you got to skip your last ad and I didn't? Maybe. Well, folks, if you're right now, I'm at 13:23. I'm counting 25 and counting. Harley just got back in the ring, so hopefully you can catch back up if you're watching on YouTube. Harley he don't want no Andre. Look, he keeps begging off. You should see that of Harley. He's putting over there. This is a giant. He is just killing his arms. Oh, that's nice. He stretched out, got him leverage on him. Because, I mean, if you're a giant, you hook somebody like that, you could actually hurt them, you know?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to suplex him there for a second. I said this might somebody call this boring. To me, I like it because it's actually Andre wrestling. It ain't. It's just
Well,
headbutts.
if they're just sitting here in these holds, it might be boring. But they're fighting it.
There go. Oh, he goes. Oh, nice suplex. Oh, here we go. Oh, Andre misses the splash. Oh, he's gonna powder. He's gonna roll out and get up some action on the floor. If he get on the floor, it should get pretty good. Is he going for a Charlie going for a chair? Yep. He's got a chair. Oh, to give him the leg? I think he hit him the leg. Oh! He just slammed Andre on the floor. Wow.
But that's impossible. Hulk Hogan was the first person to slam Andre the Giant.
I know. This footage is doctored.
It must be.
But actually, not him slam, but not slam him on the floor. That actually kind of shocks me. It's gonna be a count out. Yep. Can't pin Andre. And it's like it's gonna be it's like it's got 2 out of 3 falls, so yeah, he had to be a count.
I'm wondering what they're going to do for the because obviously we know history tells us Andre the Giant never won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what they're going to do for the final deciding fall.
DQ.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a DQ. 1 minute remaining in the rest period. Andre, and I like that. He slammed he on the floor and he is selling like he's dead, like he can't get up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is selling from Andre that I'm not used to seeing.
Yeah, all this really is. I mean, like I said, it's not been spectacular, but for an Andre match, it's been wrestling, which I've never seen Andre just flat out wrestle a match. It's always been chop, headbutt, splash, and sit on their chest, and that's about all you got for an Andre match. So did they start this fall with him on the floor? Surely you can't start with big. Oh, look at it. Oh, watch the stairs. Ooh, he almost Harley about hit them stairs with his head, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, you roll back in and we'll hard to see it back in. Both of them got to be in to start the match, right? Yeah. Both of these guys got to be standing. Or did he start the fall with them on the floor?
I don't know.
I guess he did. I thought both guys had to be in the ring and standing from the. Yeah, it's already started because he's getting the count. I guess you can start it as soon as your rest period's up. I guess it automatically starts no matter where you're at, I guess. That was done for Hardy to go out there and get him then. And he paid for it because he got the big headbutt on him. Uh-oh. What's he doing? What did he grab? Is that the belt?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta stop him, Brocco. Is Harley going for a bear hug? Look like he's going for a bear. He's trying to bear hug him. Did he get him locked?
Yeah. No,
he got a bear hug on Andre. Wow.
Well, I mean, he did slam him on the.
Yeah.
On the concrete.
Him getting his arms around him.
Wasn't Andre's finish at one point a front sleeper?
I don't know. I always remember him sitting on people's chest.
For some reason, I remember in the WWF, you'd be facing him, and he'd put one arm in your throat and reach around the back of your head.
It might have early. I know. Did you just get an ad?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, folks. Says can you skip yours now?
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Skip. All right. Mine went to another ad. Son of a. Okay, so I can skip it.
Let me know when you can skip it.
All right. Okay, I'm at 1844. This sucked.
He'll be all right. I love this little hump motion Harley's doing with the bear hug to like wrench it in.
Where I got my where are you at on yours?
1902, 03.
Go back to 1844. That's where mine's at. And we're gonna start back at everybody start back at 1844. Because mine got all messed up.
This is going to be so fun to edit. All right, 1844. All right, in 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, she's got him the bear hug. Man, we hadn't had any problems out of these ads tonight. It's just been a cluster. This whole thing's been doomed from the beginning. This whole podcast. Harley's wearing him down with a bear hug. Look at he's on that humping thing.
It's those pelvic thrusts, man.
Yeah. But it makes sense. I mean, he's, Oh, there he goes. He's down. He got him down. There's thrust again.
Seeing Andre sell like this is crazy.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. I was watching his face. He just grimacing just then. I was like, yeah, because I can remember I said last week the whole thing of me picking this match. Oh, he's got me the scissors. Oh, he countered with some scissors. But the whole thing was, I've never seen a long Andre match. It's always just been this basic little stuff, few things. So him selling it is really rare. Oh, his shoulders down. Had the tights. That's why he made him break it. I'm assuming. Do he have the tights?
I didn't get a good look at it.
I think he had the tights. He smacked his hand. He stopped the count and just smacked his hand off from him. He's got him he's got him them scissors still. He's trying to push him. So, is he going? Oh, big old knuckle sandwich. Look how big his hands are. Good grief. He's working on leg scissors. That is awesome. Look how much bigger Andre's body is. Just the mass than Harley's. Harley was not a small guy. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't real tall, but he was a solid guy. But Andre just, like I said earlier, it's not just Andre's height, it's just his mass. It's just unbelievable. Harley must be in the ropes with his, he's got his arm in the rope over there. Andre ain't clean breaking at all. I figured
still selling that back though.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's still selling like, I thought, yeah, that's what's amazing, like you're saying. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've never seen Andre sell this much. Never. That's why I wanted to watch this. Headbutt to the back. I mean, it's not a, Matt classic, but it's different. That's why I wanted to watch. I knew it wasn't going to be what's that gimmick called? We saw it a couple weeks ago.
Coconut Crush.
Yeah, Baba did it. Yeah. He must learn that from Baba. I'm going to give the big boot. Oh, big boot. Here goes the finish. No, he's hurting too bad. Harley slides out. Yeah, I thought he was going to go for the splash to get the pin. But he was hurt too much, and Harley goes out selling. Yeah, like I said, this ain't a Mac classic. It's all basic. But I picked this to just see Andre in a different light, We get to see him selling and actually doing some wrestling moves. Now we've seen this. That's a Andre classic there. It's hard to come out for another big bag drop. Nope. Not these. Takes a bump and sells out. Harley walk around selling. Who's the guy in the stripes? That was one that was in the ring earlier.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
the corner man. I don't know who he is.
Yeah. Oh, big chop. He's gonna give him the. Oh, he's gonna. No, big splash. Oh, that was a shoulder, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was gonna be a splash. He gave him a big shoulder. Boom, big chops. Here goes. And we call this just a big butt. Oh, Harley made. Oh, he moved. Oh, he's coming after him. There we go. We're on the floor. Big headbutt. Boom. Trying to see what the people are, if they're into it or what they're doing. Oh, big slam. Oh, he's going to throw him back in. Over the top. Bro, that was awesome.
Disqualification.
There's a splash. Here's your finish right here. And with the splash. Running splash. Did you say add in 3 seconds?
Sure does.
Son of a buck. Sorry, folks.
Let me know when you can skip.
It says skip ad.
All right. 3, 2, 1, skip.
Are you at 24:05?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Third fall. I guess they cut the rest period out of it when they edited it.
No, I just happened while we're watching that ad.
Yeah, watching the commercial. I'll get Andre's he won the fall. They're both just audio resumes in 7 seconds. Oh, Harley done powdered. Oh, they cut it out. He's going back in.
Much like when I'm editing this podcast, they cut out all the stalling.
Yeah. Oh. So basically, has been working on each other's back. That's what this whole match has been. Look at Harley selling the leg. He's twitching the legs. I like this. Like I said, a lot of people think it's boring, but I just want to see Andre in a different light. Harley with the headbutt. Headbutt. Was that a headbutt to the neck?
Looked like it, yeah.
That's neat. Yeah, because you can't headbutt Andre. He already learned that. He already headbutted. Yeah, that's what it is. He knows he can't headbutt him in the head anymore because he gave him that one and he had. So he's going to the side of his neck and head area. That's good. I like that. It's different. Was that a chop or a forearm?
I think it's a punch.
Punch. Okay.
Harley's a southpaw.
Yeah. He kind of does a little Dory. He don't really wear back a lot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Andre's fixing to fire up on him. Boom. Boom. Look at Harley. Fix him up. Big headbutt. Oh, we got a big bump with some spit. You see the spit?
Yep. There's your sit down that you're talking about.
Yeah. Sure was. Gabe used to pin that when he do like 2 or 3 guys at a time. He would, they's gonna bump over the top. That'd have been disqualification, wouldn't it? Maybe. I don't know. They're back on the floor.
They would have put a lot of heat on Bronco.
Yeah. He throws him in. He comes back on the other side. He's just running now from him. Oh, Hardy's got him. Oh, it's a double count out. It's gonna be a double count out, ain't it? Yeah, it sure is. That's how they did it. Yep, double count out. I like that because nowadays I was talking about the earlier one. Might have been last week. Oh gosh, he just sat down Harley and then kicked him off. But you talk about nowadays they just stick their hand or whatever through, and it's Andre was in the ring, but his body was half his body was in, half was out, and it's still nowadays you just go like that and they started over. So it wasn't a DQ, it's a double count out. And you know what? That was smart. I like how they did that. Harley knew he was getting beat. He ran that whole third fall. That last part of that. There's Tom Pritchard.
Was it really?
There's Tom Pritchard. Yes. He was ringside. He was around the center by the ring. Yeah, it was Tom Pritchard. Sure was. Hey, I think he helped. I think he walked Harley back because he was standing beside him, and when Harley was walking, he was walking with him.
These little kids' heads are about to explode.
Look how much bigger he is than just
everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just the wideness. Yeah, this was actually really good because Harley it put heat on Harley that he knew he was going to lose. He couldn't beat him, and he knew that this is the third fall he could get out with that count out and keep his belt, keep it the heat on the heel champion. Yeah,
yeah.
Because you couldn't beat Andre, you couldn't pin him, and that's it.
That was it.
Yeah, we thought maybe a DQ, but how would you? I mean, because I think everybody thought it was going to be a DQ, so they did it different, a double count out, and it didn't hurt Andre at all, and it put heat on Harley. If he knew he was beaten, it's the only way he could. He knew that he had to do something and do it fast. You know, that's what I got from it. The count out, the way they did it.
Yeah, it was way. I hate a count out, but it was way more interesting than them doing a random DQ, especially after Bronco already let Harley hit him with a chair right in front of him, even though it was on the outside.
Yeah, it's kind of I mean, and like I said, it was good the way because Andre did something. He powdered out. Andre ran back in, chased him back in. He slid back out again and ran back around before Andre could get back in. You know, he was running scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's playing the chicken, which Harley rarely ever did because you don't want your heavyweight champion to do that. But being with Andre, it don't make Harley look like the weasel heel. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want your world. A lot of your Southern heel wrestlers did, but you never wanted your world champion. Harley never did that. But it was Andre, so it made sense why he had to. He knew he couldn't beat the Giant. He had to outsmart him. And I don't think they wanted to do a DQ. Do a DQ kind of gets shady of you want to see it again, bring it back more if Harley DQ, beat him up with something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure more people, there's some in there like, I want to see a rematch, but I think you would get more people wanting a rematch if Harley would have got a DQ, bring a chair and just start wailing on him, I want to see Andre get his revenge. That double count, there's no revenge factor. Now, Harley got him there with a chair and was hitting Andre and got him down and got DQ'd. The fans are going to revenge factor then. Am I making sense out of that?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, and they're not going to bring it back, so you don't want to do a DQ, And that was better than the normal double count out. It was, like I said, it was Harley being, I got to do something quick, Because basically that whole third fall, he had Harley on the run. So like I said, it wasn't a five-star, it wasn't a barn burner, it wasn't a Matt Classic. It was different from any Andre match I've ever seen. That's what I wanted. I want to see him do more of his three little main things that he does, 3 or 4 main things. So he wrestled. Was it high, quality of what we saw last week of all those reversals and counters? No. It would look stupid if Andre tried to do that. He'd grab a body part and he just kept working it, and Harley sold it like a champ, So a lot of people probably wouldn't like this match. I liked it for what it was, It's like, remember last week I said we need to find matches that are we're trying to find that 5-star match, and it's going to be hard to do every week. So then I picked this one. I knew it wasn't going to be a 5-star match. I said, no, it won't be a Matt Classic. I just wanted to see something different. I've never seen Andre before, and that was it. That did it for me, So
I thought it was really solid. Like you said, it was like right at the end before Andre lost a lot of his mobility, so he's still pretty mobile in this.
Yeah.
It was Andre to like. You couldn't compare that and Andre at the WrestleMania 3. You couldn't compare those.
No. You couldn't even compare this as when he came back from the broken ankle with Killer Khan angle, where they set that whole angle where Killer Khan broke his ankle and all that. Because he wasn't mobile after that. But 81, this is when he started putting on his weight, but 81, he really started putting on, and you could tell he was still mobile at this time. You know, we didn't get the drop kick or nothing, but he could move still. You know.
Yeah.
I like the body slam on the floor. And I know people slammed him before. I've seen people slam him before, clips, but never on the floor. And he sold that like crazy. And his selling action all through the match was really good, I thought.
Oh, I thought his selling was brilliant.
Facials, like he's in pain, for somebody you never see selling, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
Because we seen sell, saw him in the 80s sell a little bit, in WWF, but nothing like this, a real wrestling match selling, like where he was actually getting moves, holds put on and selling the hold. So it was totally different. Yeah, that's why, like I said, I wanted to get this. A lot of people might think it was boring, but at that time period, if I was watching this at that time period, I think I probably thought it was awesome, and I actually still think it was good. It was, I was looking, more for work than being a fan wise on this.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to, I've always heard about Andre's matches in the '70s were really good. He could move and he would do stuff, and I just want to see one. And I figure with Harley in it, it would be good. They say the ones the mid '70s with him and Baba were actually pretty good, because they both could move then. But I don't know how two giants, but at least Harley was selling and could, it was good. I liked it for what it was. If you break it down to things, I thought it was really good on all levels of, because I knew going in, like I said, no Mac Classic, and when we like last week counters and and all that, but for just Andre doing some wrestling, it was really good. So really lived up to I thought it was pretty good. I liked
it. Yeah, no, I did too.
I'm surprised nobody got color.
Yeah, I'm surprised Harley, especially Harley. I figured Harley would have off something.
Some of them headbutts he was getting from. I figured he'd at least get some in that last fall from a headbutt.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I figured he would have, but then again, it didn't. It would have added more to it a little, but not. I don't think you really need it. If it went longer and maybe longer, and he took more damage in that third fall to the head, maybe, but just a little bit, because everything they did, they worked the arms and the backs, and then Andre did the scissors. He worked the scissors, but there was punches to the head, some headbutts, but there wasn't a lot of shots to the head, So, but if that third fall, if he got headbutted a few more times, maybe he got a little bit, got him some. But for what it was, I don't think it needed it. But I was surprised though.
Yeah,
Andre did do. Go ahead.
I'd say I was surprised too. I don't know, because I saw how big he was, so I was surprised as mobile as he was, and you never saw Andre wrestle, so yeah, it was good to see.
Yeah, I was saying because like I said, especially being, I've seen clips. You see little clips with some doing a few things, but not a whole match. And like me growing up, I can't really remember much from the '70s, but I remember the '80s, and I remember when we got cable, was it '81? I think '82, and we got the WOR, the WWF show on Saturday nights, and I'd see him on that, and it'd just be, him against three guys. We get the headbutt, and he'd put all three of them in the corner and do the big butt, in the corner, and then he would give him some headbutts, and then he'd palm them up and do the big sitting whoopee cushion thing on them, or he'd give him a splash, it depended on which one, and that would be it. That's all I ever saw. So yeah. That's majority of people, everybody just remembers his '80s, and then by '84, he was still doing Japan and stuff, but I can tell you he's putting on more. By that time, when was they did the WrestleMania thing? Was it '87?
I can't remember. I can't remember when 3 was.
I think it was '87. Yeah, it had to be '87. But just by then, he had gotten so his mobility was basically gone, and they said his back was really messed up.
Oh yeah, he had a brace on under his singlet. You can see it sometimes.
But he was, by that time period. So, but that's all most of us remember. That from my age and all the way to your age. Now people older than me probably remember, because like I said, especially the territory, especially around here, because like Gulas or bring him in, like 2 or 3 times a year. Bring him to Nashville and work some spot shows, and work like Nashville, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Birmingham, then maybe some spot shows. Maybe they got him for the whole week. So people older than me got to see him doing matches, but people my age, we just know that 80s Andre, where it was, like I said, 4 or 5 moves in a squash match, and that was it. So, and then later in the 80s, when he turned heel and all that, he didn't do much at all. So, it's that's the whole thing was. So it was. That's why I got what I wanted. I just hope everybody that watched it enjoyed it for what it was, of Andre being totally different from what you're used to seeing. So I'm hoping that I just hope people didn't think it was boring. And I just hope they look at it through my eyes of why I picked that. I think you're probably on the same page of it, because you've seen a lot of Andre too, and we're basically on the same page of what we've seen of him.
Yeah.
And that was total opposite of what we're used to, and that's what I was wanting to get out of it. So I just hope it registers with people watch it, don't think it's boring, and they see it and they think like, wow, I never seen Andre, work a hold, a body part, and the leg scissors. I like that. He put the leg scissors on Harley. How many times have you seen Andre put leg scissors on somebody?
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I got at what I wanted to. I just hope other people watch it and enjoyed it for Andre really working, and just instead of being not gimmick, but a attraction.
Right.
Just basically what this was him actually being working instead of just being that attraction coming in to pop the house. He was actually working a match and for the belt, and he looked competitive. It didn't look hokey.
Yeah.
He actually looked legitimate in there. He was in there to win the belt, not just come in as an attraction. He looked like he was there to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it. I know people won't crap on it and say it was boring. I'm just trying to hope people see the way I see it. So I'm trying to, because like I said, I'm not gonna try to pick 5-star matches, because this ain't gonna happen every time. So I'm gonna try to find stuff that's different, something I hadn't seen before and enjoy it. So what do you got next week? Oh, hold on. Do you got anything else on this you want to add? Anything you saw that might not have really caught my eye?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything. What I've got for next week, we're actually going to go. I was going to go a little farther back than what I finally decided on, but it really just came to video quality on why I picked what I picked. But we are going back to 1971, May 19th, 1971 to be exact. And we are going to, I believe, Osaka, Japan. The match is the Destroyer versus Antonio Inoki.
Oh,
wow. So it's a very, very young Antonio Inoki. I almost went 1963 Ricky Dozan versus the Destroyer, but the footage quality was A, black and white, B, kind of grainy. But this Destroyer versus Inoki from 71 is beautiful. It's great quality. And it's obviously, as you probably guessed, brought to us by our friend Roy Lucier over on YouTube. This is Roy Lucier, Japanese Classic.
Yeah, he's definitely he's got some good stuff on there. So is this for the what promotion? The
JWA.
I mean JWA. That's what I meant to say. I don't know what I said. I mean JWA. Okay.
Yeah,
so this wasn't too much longer after Inoki. So a few years later, he starts up New Japan.
Yeah, I believe New Japan was 72.
So this was really close.
Yeah, New Japan started in 1972. So yeah, this is real close.
So this was probably one of his last. So basically, his last year in that promotion. Then, wow.
Yeah,
I don't think
by January of 72, New Japan was founded.
Wow. Dang. I don't think I've ever seen an old Destroyer match. I've seen some clips of some like late 70s stuff where, it was from Japan, but I mean, this is not in his prime, but it's still, he was in his, still good working time period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that match with Ricky Doze and it's in its completion. It was just the quality, and that's the only reason I
Yeah,
just went over that one.
yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be good. Like I said, I'm interested. Like I said, I've never seen a whole match of Destroyer, and the clips I've seen have been later on in his career. So I would definitely, and it's young Inoki, so that's really gonna be, it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. To that.
Yeah, it's a
Again,
bit it's a bit longer than I was originally shooting for. It's 36 minutes.
that's not bad.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be real solid.
I think it'd be good. Like
It's not really young Inoki when you look at it. Because let's see, when was Inoki born here? He was born in 43.
so he's not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
Well, but you got to think about when did he start? Because he didn't start until he was. They're back then. They stayed in them dojos for a long time, didn't they? Before they let them out to work.
I'm not sure. Let's see. It looks like his debut was September 30th of 60.
Wow, man, I'm off on those dates. I was off by Baba big time.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I guess he met Ricky Dozan at 17.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, no,
well, he's still younger than what we're normal seeing.
Yeah, oh no, absolutely.
It's kind of like Baba. We say it was young Baba, but age-wise, but to us that was young Baba, which is what we're usually seeing. So it's young Inoki to us. It's not really young Inoki by age, but to us it's young Inoki. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's but like I said, that's gonna be good because I've definitely seen clips of the Destroyer. What was his full name? The Intelligent Sensational Destroyer. What that was his full name was?
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And his son. Matter of fact, I saw somebody post a picture today. It was like his last match in Japan, and his son wrestled. I didn't know that.
I didn't
his
either.
son. It was him, his son, and somebody else in a 6 minutes, like his last match in Japan. I saw a picture and it said his name. And I was like, who's that guy there? So it was American. And I was like, and it said his name. It's his son. So I don't know if he did it full time or if he just, what he did. But he wrestled his last match with him. So, but yeah, it's gonna be good. Like I said, it goes on those lines of we're not going for 5 stars. We're going for something we hadn't seen. It's gonna be, it should be. It's gonna be. We know it's gonna be a good match, but it's something different that we hadn't seen. It's going to be, like I said, I haven't, I don't think probably the oldest, I haven't seen anything in the 70s of Inoki. I think everything I've ever watched has been in the 80s. I don't think I've ever watched a full match of Inoki in the 70s. So all around this whole thing is going to be, is new. So I think it's going to be pretty good.
And it's in color.
I was going to say, if you said 71, I was thinking, is it going to be in color or not? Because I know some of that JW stuff, and I've seen people post some of it has been on, black and white. I didn't know if but Japanese were way ahead of us on that technology, though,
Man, when you look at this quality, you'll be surprised.
For 71, I bet. While I was on my paper, I was thinking, I'm a little bitter about stuff, and everybody looks at their generation and thinks that was the best part of wrestling, and we knock everybody else that comes after us. And I got that mentality, every week town mentality on how to run, and like you said, nowadays it's not like that, which I wish, and I thought about it while I was peeing. You can edit this out or not, I don't care. But I look back, and there was weekly towns and territories, right? You always had your big towns was your weekly towns. Then your small towns was your spot show towns you went to every so many months. Okay, now when I got in the business, the territory system was done, and all these towns that for years was Nick Gula's spot show towns have become every week towns. So did my generation kill it off? Did we not run right?
Not much of a way to know. I mean, really.
I mean, did we actually start the downfall of burning stuff out? Because I was thinking about, I was like, because you said that the every week town the model is out completely, which makes sense. But should we have been like that? Because I look back, because that was the territory's philosophy. Your small towns, you burn them out if you run them all the time. and we ran all these small towns every week. Or, well, Columbia we did every other week, so it wasn't as bad. But towns were ran every week, so And then I thought about it. I was like, well, we wasn't the first people to do that, because I look back on my research I've been doing. Nick shut down in '80, so all his spot show towns were free. You had in '81, and that's when I've been noticing when the indies started happening in Middle Tennessee. Can I talk about this, or you think it's boring?
No, go ahead.
You just okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been doing this research. It's fresh on my mind. And I've just been thinking that, I'm sitting there bashing on stuff, and I'm thinking, are we the problem? And I think we are now. Look back, my generation was actually some of the problem. We let the people in, and our model of doing stuff actually, I think, burnt stuff out too. The more I look at it. Anyway, so Nick had all these spot show towns. So then the first one I noticed it started up, first indie I've noticed on my research in Middle Tennessee was Don Fargo. He started running Murfreesboro weekly, and that was the first I did so far. I've seen in my research. It might be every place in Tennessee might have been doing it, but in Middle Tennessee, he was the first I've noticed that was running weekly in one town. They ran Murfreesboro, and then I don't know I'm still researching everything. '81 is when Dr. Master Curtis started running shows, and he noticed, I think he either bought out Don Fargo, or Don Fargo's left town and he took over the promotion. But he started doing it. But he stopped running Murfreesboro every week, and then he went to in '82 almost he'd run at least 2 to 3 times a month. Gallatin, it was his main town, which was a spot show town for Gillis because they're so close to Nashville. And he ran there he ran it almost at least 2 to 3 times a month for 2 years straight. Then on Fridays and the opposite Saturday, he'd run other towns. But that town, he ran it constant. So I'm thinking he was probably the first person to really do that weekly town in a small town that was a spot show town forever. And from what I heard, he killed Gallatin. There's nobody, from what I heard, all through the late '80s, all up to the '90s, until me and Farron ran Gallatin, nobody could ever draw there. And I'm wondering, did Curtis burn it out so bad by running it every week? So I'm thinking like Shelbyville, it ran every week from like '91 all the way up till, gosh, forever, up to 2000s at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So, and I know we had good crowds up until last time I worked there on a steady was like '97. And it was started going down. We never had anybody under 100 people, and we started getting right around 100 people in '97. So like I said, I don't know. So I'm just thinking, I just think, did we burn out the towns by doing it like that?
There was so much going on in the Middle Tennessee area. There were so many shows that I very much feel like that could have led to burnout, as well as a lot of them using all the same people. So it's burnout and overexposure of the people too.
But then I thought about it, especially, early '90s, you really wasn't worried about your town getting taken from you. Mid to late '90s, I think that people just kept it going that way, because after it started dropping off, you're afraid if you say you went from every week to like a month, you're afraid somebody come in there and try to run your town again and really kill your town.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people just kept going every week, even though it started dropping off. Late '90s, when there were so many people starting to run, even though you should have, maybe you wanted to go, once a month, maybe, but you're afraid somebody's going to take your town. And if somebody else comes in there, if you're only drawing 7,500 people, if somebody else comes in there, especially, most likely they're not going to have the same talent. There's going to be less, the talent's not going to be less than yours, and it's going to really hurt it, So I'm thinking we're part of the problem on some things, But I'm thinking, if we did because like I said, Columbia always did it just every other, twice a month, and they always did really, really good. So maybe if everybody, it just, you had a good 3-year, 4-year run of towns that could run every week, and then it started going down. And I just wonder, maybe if everybody would have did like Goulas did in the territory, running your town once a month, and there was enough towns to run. You could do it every week show, but it'd be a different town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, all these towns were within an hour from each other for the most part.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because you had the triangle. You had Shelbyville, Lewisburg, Columbia. You had that triangle. But it's three different people running them. That's the problem. But I don't. I look back as maybe we could have did something different and it could have helped in the long run. But
But I
who
mean,
knows?
people tried to do that. You know what I mean? People tried to. How many times have people tried to form a little territory in this area? Because there's those towns within a few hours of each other. If you center it in Nashville, or actually the geographical center of the state, Murfreesboro, and work from there, you're no more than 3.5 hours from anywhere in the state for the most
Yeah,
part, unless you decide to run Bristol, Tennessee.
yeah,
So I mean, it's a good idea, but no, I don't feel like anybody's ever done it right, because like you had people who Devin Domain tried to run a territory of weekly towns. You know what I mean? So where
yeah,
3 or 4 nights a week you were working for him in a different town, but
yeah,
each town had their own different booker, different storylines, different champions.
yeah. You think that worked for a little bit? My thing is, if he would have did one town, did them did it just run on Saturdays.
Yeah, just one town a week.
Yeah, do this town this Saturday, this town next Saturday. I think that would have worked a lot better.
Well,
But
so I think you pick 4 towns, you run them on the Saturdays. Then you pick 4 secondary towns, you plug those in on the Fridays. You know what I mean? And then you have your every weekend. If you find 4 other towns for Sundays, for matinee shows on Sundays,
yeah,
and you do each once a
but like I
month.
said, but the thing is always, and I know back then one of the reasons why it wouldn't have worked back in the '90s is like especially toward the middle to end of the '90s. You run a town, you do good, and say you're gonna come back next month. Somebody's coming in there and running in between.
Yep.
That's the thing we've there. More thing is, I think my generation did more damage than good on stuff like that. But most of the time it was. But then again, I think well because we let the people in it shouldn't. But you think about it, all the territory wars and the territory days, and then the '90s and 2000s indie town wars have always been with people that's been in the business forever. So
Exactly.
you know, I was when I first started doing my wrestling project, I was going to do it on Lou Thesz's outlaw promotion here in Nashville in 1976. Because I was just mesmerized by it because I didn't. That's the first time I heard of a territory war. You know, he was fighting Nick Goulas over Nashville, and I was just amazed by when I found out about it. And back in '91 or whatever it was, and then come to find out, I didn't know that until this week. Somebody posted an article in a newspaper in Florida in '77. He did it again. He went up and tried to go him and some of, I guess he found another money mark and tried to go up against Eddie Graham
Oh
in
wow.
Florida in '78 and '77. I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah, if you're not going to win against Goulas, you're not going to win against Graham.
All I'm saying, you can't beat Gills. There's no way in the world you're going to beat Graham in Florida in '77. Oh my gosh. Talking about, I mean, you think of '77. Man, they were on fire in Florida. I mean, good night. Yeah, and my thing is that when he ran opposition to Gillis. Gillis was a member of the NWA. And then and I want to say at the time that he went to Florida in '77 to run against. I think Graham was the president of the NWA that year. That time period. I think he was. So I mean, so to be, at the time he was the all-time NWA champion. He was going rogue against them a lot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's just weird. Like I said, I went off this earlier, and while I was in there peeing, I was thinking about it. I don't. I just I am bitter on some stuff, but we're blaming some of that stuff too. So
I didn't expect this to be a wrestling therapy session.
it got off to, oh gosh, I'm spitting now. Oh, we got off to a bad start. I wasn't looking at. But I still can't believe that $5 and $10 thing. I'm so out of touch with reality on that stuff. You know, I
I
just
got
can't believe
interested in
it.
looking into that stuff after listening to Cornette's podcast, and he'll use that inflation calculator a lot,
Yeah,
so that he can put, 80s money into
yeah,
today's money when he's talking about payoffs.
yeah. But I'm thinking, then I was thinking, so you do the inflation wise with money, but do you do it like how does like I know because I went and got my car serviced at the dealership today, and I was just look, brand new cars or small cars are in the 20,000, like a Sentra. Nissan Sentra, brand new Nissan Sentra's like 20, 22, 23,000.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom bought a brand new one in 1990 for like $8,000, $9,000. You know, it's like wow. It's like the cheapest car then. Was and now you can't get a car for a brand new car under. Very rare you find one for under 20,000. It's crazy. So I like to
Well,
see the $5 went to 10. So did like other stuff? Did it go up like that too?
yeah. So the idea is that it's the buying power of said money, right? So you said in
Gotcha.
1990 she spent five. How much was it?
It was either I want to say it was like right at $9,000. I thought she paid
Okay.
for her
So
brand
boom,
new
boom, boom.
Sentra.
So 1990, $9,000 calculate. That'd be $18,536. So I mean, it's a little off, give or take,
Yeah.
$1,000, but
Well, right now cars have went up because you can't get new cars. Because I heard the salesman talking on the phone, and he said he only had like 20 something new cars on the lot, which they usually have 75 to 125. He
yeah,
says, he says they got them sitting with no chips in them. He said, so we can't get new cars in. So the price is going to be a little higher now because there's not the supply is low.
yeah,
So I'm thinking I'm thinking the last 6 months they went up a little bit.
yeah.
But so I guess everything does. It's about I just I don't go to the movies. So I don't. I think that's what really threw me off. It I can't believe movies were because my whole thing we always told when we was promoting always keep it for a family of four. Keep it $2 to $4 a piece under going to the movies. To make it and uh, if you have concessions, always don't do the 5 and under free. If you do concessions, do 12 and under free. If you're selling your own concessions, there was always the little models we kind of went by on stuff. So I read some shows in Mount Juliet. And I did my own concessions, so my tickets were $5, 12 and under free because I knew that I was getting concessions, and some people will charge like you know. Um, 5 and under free. Then they charge like $3 for like from 5 and up to a certain age, and then usually like from I think it's like 12 and up. Is regular 5, and that you had like a $3 period for younger kids, and then 5 and free. But I was like, you get concessions, you go all the way up. They're going to spend more than $3 on concessions.
Yeah.
So if you and the whole thing of free, they see free, they think they're getting something. They're free is always good. I've learned that in promoting. You can always make more money on concessions than you can at the gate if the way you're structured. You can if it's going to take you gotta have stuff they want to buy too. Some people just don't have enough stuff. I had like hot dogs, chips, candy, different drinks, popcorn. Popcorn sold like crazy. I went to Walmart, got that big old bag of popcorn. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I know people can't see me, but and I did that, and I bought some little brown paper bags and sold them for $1. I think I paid like I think it was $5 for that big bag of popcorn. I sold 5 bags already. I paid like $1 for my bag, so 6 bags I was already just paid for. I'd sell that first show. I sold almost a whole bag, so I think I made more on popcorn than I did at the gate. Yeah, actually, that first show I ran, I think I had 56 paid, but I made more off my concessions than I did my gate because I went to Aldi's, got my hot dogs, got my buns, my condiments, my chips, got everything except for my Cokes. I got those. Got them. They're on sale somewhere. Got all my Cokes on sale, canned Cokes, and because it's easier. And people are like, oh, get 2 liters, it's cheaper. But you buy the cups, and buy the ice. You got to buy more ice, because I mean you can just use one bag to keep them cold. But if you're using ice, you're gonna use more ice for cups, so it's more money in the long run. So I did cans, and I made more money off concessions that the first time I ran than I did my gate. So it just depends on how you do stuff. That's like Burt Prentice. That's for years he made a killing off his concession stand. The world famous Burt Prentice hot dogs. So but that's like then Tim Scruggs. He ran the VFW Hall in Gallatin, Tennessee for 7 years. He didn't get concessions, but his rent was like $25 a week. I mean, a lot of those places they want the concessions. They know they can make more money off concessions, and they can just charge you a flat out fee.
Right.
Like your that's like you can go back to the old spot show days in the territory days. You had your Kiwanis clubs, your little leagues, your big brothers, all those that did did your fundraisers that were your spot shows. They made their money off the concessions. They because they only got so much for a ticket they sold, but they were making because those didn't do concessions. They just did a lump fee from the tickets. Brought the show in and they sold the tickets. They got a percentage of the ticket and they got all concessions. So I mean, but everything in the '90s got all jacked up. But anyway, I know I bored people with that stuff. I started off boring people with me being hostile, and I bored them at the end.
You weren't being hostile. You weren't being hostile. You're just you're passionate. You're passionate about your generation.
Yeah, I am. I mean, like I said, a lot of people say we're but yeah, we were faulted some stuff too. I look back at it, so everybody you gotta look back at it.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying my generation's great or without fault. And I'm not saying the generation after me is great without fault. Everyone's got something that they did that has done something.
Yeah, but something else. I know we're going way over time here. And you said something earlier about up north. In the '90s, the South was running every week. Up north, they didn't run every week in a town.
No.
So they were doing it right. That's why they were drawing the good crowds to pay people more money up there. They've been, and they're still sticking to that thing. Is anybody still running? Is anybody of trying to run every week up there recently in the last 10 years or so?
I don't know any that run weekly.
No, that one town, yeah. And they, so maybe we did stuff wrong.
I'll
blame it on Master Curtis.
I don't
He's
think
the one that started.
And this may be where we need to end it, but I don't think that necessarily they did stuff wrong in the South. I think it was that the South didn't have. So up north, they had all the big markets. You had your Philly, your New York, stuff like that, right? So you had a larger population base. Whereas in the South, our big markets were really mid-sized markets at best.
Oh gosh.
Comparing New York City to a Memphis. Memphis is a big city, but compared to New York, it's a mid-sized market at best. You know what I mean? So you have to run that more often, and you have to hot shot more to keep it. Because regardless, something that in a weekly town would be a 6-month build could be a two-year build in a monthly town. So comparatively, the booking's always going to be looked at as hot shot.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So if a old school New York guy talks about that crazy Memphis wrestling, well, they've taken the same amount of times at bat. You know what I mean? Of times in a town to tell this story. But it was once a month once a week instead of once a month. So it seems hot shotted.
Yeah.
And then there was periods of just hot shotting, absolutely, where the belt would change hands 9 times in 3 months. But
I guess you got, like you're saying, you got to think about the size of the of the markets. You could. And there were so many.
Well, and that's the same thing. We talk about small towns like Shelbyville, Tennessee, or Columbia, Tennessee. Would it be worth it to run those towns once a month? Would you magnify your draw once a month to equal what you do the small crowds every week? And I don't know. I don't know if you would or not.
I think you would, because people would want to see wrestling.
Right. So, I mean, and if that's the case, then maybe they did have the right mindset up north more than they did. But I don't know if they had the market to work with that mindset down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. And I know we're going to go. One more thing. I've been saying this for 20 years. Indies should go to seasons. Even even Vince should go to season.
It's really hard for indies to go to seasons because if you set everybody to the same season, then everybody's trying to get work at the same time, and everyone's trying to take off at the same time, and then they got to find what are they going to do during that time to make income. I am a big fan out of all independent wrestlers should take time off from time to time, if nothing else than just to heal. And that's, something that when I had to take 6 months off because of my neck, had to take, not my choice. And that made me rethink of how I looked at each booking I was taking. And if I really needed to take that, and I started weighing out the body, the impact on my body, as opposed to just money and miles. It's like money, miles, and will I be able to heal for a big event? You know what I mean? So it's, but staying busy is good. But I think as somebody with a wrestling mindset of wanting to make it, that I don't think as an independent contractor, unless this is your 100% job, you should be wrestling hurt on an independent level.
No, but it's like that with the season thing. My thing is, if everybody did it and it was like set, you can only run from this month to this month. I think that if you was a weekly town, that would work, or every other week town, a season would be set up perfect.
Well, yeah, because then the person doesn't have to constantly be interested in it. You can be like, hey, for the next 3 months, this is wrestling season. Sweet. And they'd probably make plans to be there almost every week.
Exactly. It's like now.
If the NFL went all year long, people wouldn't watch it every week. It's not appointment television anymore. You can catch the next week.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to say. That's why all these big sports have season. Only one that really doesn't is UFC. But their ratings are nothing like they used to be.
Well,
because you don't get,
I will say it now. If you're a fan of a fighter, a certain fighter, it helps because then that fighter is going to fight 3 times a year at most.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a guy keeping a busy schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I just think, especially Vince. I think TV now. I think if he went to seasons like a TV season, I think it would help a lot because
and here's the thing: he could keep his product on the TV. He's got multiple shows. Here's the season of Raw. As soon as hey, guess what? The week after a season of Raw ends, over on this channel, season of SmackDown starts, and it's different roster.
Yeah, but it's still wrestling continuously. I'm talking about taking a break like the regular stuff. Everything takes a break. You think about it. I mean, all your major sports takes a break. Your TV shows take a break. You have to have a break. People don't want to. It's that whole thing. If you're always there, how can they miss you?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's an idea. It just goes to, especially on the independent level, how do these people make a living?
But the people it's not making a living to the people that are. Those people not are out definitely way outweigh them ones that are making a living.
Yeah, you're probably right. I will say I think more people today are making a living just independently because there's other means of income, right? That can be tied into your wrestling.
Yeah,
so
I'm talking
about. Do you know Effie is?
Yeah.
Like Effie's got a Twitch. Effie's got the guys have YouTube channels. Guys have podcasts. So
that's what I'm saying. There's other realms. I'm talking about when you do a season. I'm just talking about the season of shows. You can still do all your other stuff in the meantime. That it's will keep you going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But actual having shows, I think would help. Because you can still have all your other stuff in the time. Get your YouTube channel, put your old matches on, have your podcast, all that. Your Twitch, your Cameo, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can still do all that, but the actual shows have it like go 6-7 months, just all out, and then you take off. Maybe say 7 months, and you take off 5 months. Dude, when you come back that first month, it's going to be hot. Because like now, like you see, they're doing a lot of people are having good houses. Now it's just wrestling starting to come back.
Oh, yeah.
People want it's the whole thing of, I think when you're constant, even if you might run a show once every month in a town, think about that 7-month break. Well, that's going to be coming back. Like I said, now the last few months, where you're going, full speed in the last few months, it might start slowing down. But when you take that break and it loops back around,
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like, it's sports. Yeah, man. April comes here. College baseball starts second, third week of February. Man, that's my Christmas. Now college baseball went all the way through the year. I wouldn't be, because I know I got February, March, April, May, and then got all that time. So and then first week of April, Major League Baseball starts. I'm like, oh yeah. Then by the time October and World Series is here, like, whew, man, that was a long season. Good to get a little break. And then rolls around, April comes back again. All right, I just think wrestling, especially I think Vince nowadays, since it's TV show based, basically.
Yeah.
And I think if he went to seasons, all out seasons, not like the way you were saying. Actually, what you're saying would work to an extent, but to be just like a regular TV show where you have an off season where they show reruns, but then again, I think he has his big shows are so spread out though, right? You gotta have the build up. You gotta at least have a month build up. Well, you can take Survivor Series out because that's really, some years that's big, what I'm saying? But you gotta have your build up for King of the Ring, right? So you gotta have a month of that. So start up in December, start building for King of the Ring. You have WrestleMania, and then then SummerSlam. You end it out. That's where you go out. So December to August. And that SummerSlam, you go out on a boom. It's like a cliffhanger on a TV series. May is the last month for TV shows. I always go off that cliffhanger. You gotta wait all the way from May to September, October till the season starts again. And you're like, what the crap happened?
Yeah.
I think with WWE being basically a TV based product now, I think that would help because their ratings are in the crapper. Because it's the same people, the same stuff, same week, every week, nonstop. It goes back, like I said, I've already said before, how can you miss us if we're never gone? How could you want to see us if it's always there?
I agree, and there's definitely some pluses to it. However, the execution's not something I don't think could ever be done.
I don't either because wrestling's been so ran this way since day one. So. Yeah, because back in the carnival days, it'd still go because you'd go up in the summertime. You'd go up north. The summertime you go in the south. Wintertime, shoot, help me. It's the wintertime you'd go down south. And when it get, you'd have some off month. But weather-wise, you'd go wherever up and down. For so you'd stay busy in the carnival. You go out west. So basically, the wrestling, it's been always year round. So maybe Vince could do the thing and indies could stay the way they are. Because it goes back to your really big indies do not run every week in town. So I think the indies could do it because the way they're based now, but like Vince is on every week on TV in every town because it's on TV.
Yeah.
Indies are not, what I'm saying? So that I think you could probably go. You can still keep it the way it is, but I think if Vince did it, it'd have a more effect on his business, better wise. It's kind of the indies already do it now, where they, they like what was y'all doing it for? What was the one Crimson's promotion?
Tried and True.
Tried and True. We got it every 3 months.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Yeah. So so it's so a season wouldn't be good for that. Because you're already going, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know most of your big indies will run once a month in a town. So seasons probably wouldn't, I think about more, seasons probably wouldn't be good for the indies, but for Vince, I think it would really help his product. And we got to go because we're like, I've been talking about cutting stuff down and we went way over tonight. So I ain't got nothing more to add. You got anything to add?
I'm good.
Okay. If you're done, I'm done. Stick a fork in her. She's done. For Jeremiah Plunk and Quinkers, hey, that's me. Thanks for listening. God bless.
Bye-bye, everybody.